So let's go around the screen and have you introduce yourselves. Uh, I'd like to know two things. First, just repeat your first name if you would, and tell me which county in Maine you live in. So I'm going to start with tonight's big winner, Edward.
I'm Edward, and I live in Androscoggin County.
Great. Kevin.
Hello, I'm Kevin. I also live in Androscoggin County.
Great. Welcome. John.
John, I live in Saginaw.
Great. Welcome. Jennifer.
Jennifer, and I live in Penobscot.
Welcome.
Thanks.
Julie.
Julie, and I live in Kennebec County.
Great. Diana, excuse me.
Diana, and I'm in York.
Great. Welcome. And last but not least, Chris.
Hi, I'm Christopher. I'm in Cumberland County.
Great. Welcome, Chris. Welcome to all of you. Chris, do you prefer to be called Chris or Christopher?
Whatever comes out of your mouth.
One syllable's faster. I'll say Christopher. I'll say Chris, I mean. Okay. So next I want you to each tell me, if you would, how you stay on top of events going on in the world and in our country. So what sources of information do you rely on? The main ones I'm looking for. So main as in M-A-I-N. Got it. All right. You probably get that joke all the time. So I'm going to go in reverse order. I'll start with you, Chris.
Yeah, Reuters or the AP is usually where I read my news and get alerts and things.
Okay, but let me just add a tiny bit to this for all 7 of you. So Chris, add this to your answer. Also, through social media, where are you getting news about what's going on as well?
I don't tend to get news from social media. I see what maybe people's reactions to news on social media, but nothing on social media do I read and believe. So as news.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Thank you. Diana.
I read the New York Times to get my news. I also listen to the NBC Nightly News, although not live, podcast form. And then just read I read different news pieces off of a news feed that brings in several different articles from different places. But I guess my 2 main sources are the Times and NBC Nightly News.
Great. Thank you. Julie.
I think I get most of my news from NPR, Maine Public, Maine with an E. I'd say from social media on Facebook, I might see a post that I want to look up the information, and I, as well as somebody else, I don't rely on anything I see on social media, but it might cause me to look up something else. And from Heather Cox Richardson.
Got it. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Jennifer.
I just read a lot of different ones. I have a subscription to New York Times and The Atlantic. And I watch CNN, but I sometimes also watch Fox. I kind of bop around to different places trying to figure things out, I guess. I do listen a lot to PBS.
Got it. All right, thank you. John.
Yeah, I don't use a lot of US-based media. I listen to and read the BBC, The Guardian, the English versions of France 24, and the DW News from Germany.
Got it. Thank you. Kevin.
Sorry about that. Let's see. A lot of my news sources are actually sourced via social media, via creator or independent journalists, I should say, that I follow. So like, you have Zateo, you have Midas Touch, whether that's coming to me via YouTube or Threads or Instagram, the algorithms kind of figured out who I like to follow and have tagged me in all the platforms I happen to be on. And so I will see what comes through whatever method, and then I go from there. But also NPBN is my next one.
Got it. Thank you. And finally, Edward.
Primarily, probably MS Now would be my #1 source, and then online I will go to, say, Apple News and pick and choose what I want to read from there. A lot of it is Guardian and BBC.
Got it. Thank you.
Sure.
By a show of fingers, who in this group listens to podcasts? I got 5 of you, all but Jennifer and Edward. Okay. So for the 5 of you, which current events podcast is your favorite?
Mm.
And if you don't listen to anything related to current events, what's your overall favorite podcast? So I'm going to just call on you. John, what's yours?
Cinephiles. I don't listen to current events, but I listen to Cinephiles, which is
Got it.
Movies.
Got it. Kevin?
None of the podcasts I listen to are current events. So that won't really work here. I would say it's for my job. I'm a developer, so I listen to more developing web developers podcasts more than anything else.
Got it. Great. Thanks. Chris?
Geez, current events. That's hard. I listen. No, Anderson Cooper doesn't count because he's not doing. It's more grief stuff. Sorry. What is it? The Bulworth. Wait, that's how you say it, right?
The
The
Bulwark?
Bulwark. Bulwark. There you go. Yeah, yeah.
Got it.
I just started listening to them.
Great. Julie?
I also don't listen to current events on podcasts. I would say I listen to Serial, The Moth, that kind of thing.
Great. Cool. Diana?
Other than the NBC Nightly News, I listen to a lot of entertainment, movie, TV type podcasts.
Okay. Great. Thank you. So let's go around the screen and have you introduce yourselves. Can I ask you to tell me first your first name and the county in Michigan that you live in? So I'm going to start in my top right box with Cindy.
I am Cindy. I'm from Wayne County, Michigan.
Welcome, Cindy. Bill.
My name is Bill and I'm from Oakland County.
Welcome, Bill. Lucy.
My name is Lucy and I am from Macomb County.
Welcome, Lucy. Tiffany.
Tiffany, Washtenaw County.
Great. Welcome, Tiffany. Paul.
Paul from Isabella County.
Welcome, Paul. And Todd.
From Wayne County.
I thought I was going maybe we get all 6 different counties, but okay, great. Welcome, Todd. It's great to have you. Great to have all 6 of you. Thank you for joining me this evening. So next thing is I'd like you to each tell me how you stay on top of events going on in the world and in our country. What sources of information do you rely on to keep on top of what's going on in the world and inside our country? And it could be traditional media, social media, family, friends, whatever it happens to be. So Todd, why don't you go first and tell us how you stay on top of what's going on?
I'm a mix of just reading like the online news, whether it's our local newspapers, national stuff like the New York.
Give me specifics. Like what
like the Detroit News, Detroit Free Press, CNN.com, and then social media such as Facebook and Twitter.
Great. Okay. Thank you. Paul?
I primarily use Apple News. That's how I start my morning is that. So all different types from there. And then pretty much a lot of radio. I have Sirius Radio. So CNN, MSNBC, NPR is another big news source for me.
Great. Thanks. Tiffany?
For me, social media, like Facebook, I also listen to a lot of podcasts. NPR ones, The Daily is one that I listen to a lot as well.
Okay, great. Lucy?
The AP daily newsletter. I get the afternoon wire and the morning wire. Believe it or not, Vanity Fair. And I get their daily newsletter twice a day. And a particular video channel on YouTube named Belle of the Ranch.
Okay, great. Bill?
So I use a mix of social media and traditional news sites. I look at the Free Press. I look at NPR. I look at Reuters, AP, CNN, and then for social media, it's mostly Blue Sky and Facebook.
Okay, great. And Cindy, how about you?
I'm a mix as well. I follow Aaron Parnas on TikTok. And I try to do all the news channels at least once a week, MSNBC, CNN. I even try to get Fox in there just to get the view of everything. In the car as well, I have Sirius. I listen to NPR. And the Washington Post is a big one too for me.
Okay, great. Thank you. By a show of fingers, who in this group listens to podcasts? I got 4 of you. Cindy, Paul, Tiffany, and Lucy. Okay. So a couple of you mentioned this already, but just make sure I get it from all 4 of you. Which current events podcast is your favorite? And if you don't listen to anything related to current events, what is your overall favorite podcast? So Cindy, I'll start with you.
I'm a big Heather Richardson fan.
Okay.
And I also listen to Nicole Wallace's podcast.
All right. Tiffany, how about you?
I would say it is the Daily. I feel like I get a good snapshot into, different events that are going on.
Okay, great. Paul?
This American Life.
All right. And Lucy?
Belle of the Ranch, because she covers things that may have been skipped over because the news cycle is spinning around so fast. She picks up things that the other sources of news kind of brush under.
Okay, got it.